Hidden economic knowledge is used to exploit populations and drive war. We are being misled about our economic future, central banking, and AI. Our geopolitical past, present, and future have been planned. And here is the evidence. We could have record growth. Recession is not inevitable, especially with advances in AI and science. The growth formula is known, but ignored. This may seem dry, but it is essential to understanding the global economy and why a distracted population is easier to mislead. Most of our macro and microeconomics is intentionally wrong, designed to hide who really holds the power. According to Professor Richard Werner, banks create most of the money for new loans themselves, the credit creation theory of banking. And the way central banks guide these banks, window guidance, known as credit controls in the US, is one of the top factors determining how economies develop and grow. The officially used concept of equilibrium theories has been proven wrong by Werner, as they rest on at least 8 simplifying assumptions that are collectively true less than 1% of the time. Professor Werner also showed empirically that the credit creation theory of banking, which was already dominant 100 years ago, is correct, not the supposedly newer fractional reserve or financial intermediation theories. This indicates that the latter were likely created to hide the real intentions in geopolitics, i.e., as a distraction tactic. This intellectual deception parallels the late 19th century marginalist revolution in economics, which shifted focus from land, labor, and capital power relations to subjective utility and mathematical equilibrium models. Michael Hudson and others show this wasn't just academic. Wealthy industrialists and landowners used abstract math to hide rent, monopoly power, and wealth concentration. Mainstream economics grew from this obscurity, and Werner's work on credit creation challenges it. To generate economic growth, money, and credit in particular, must be channeled into the best, truly practical innovations and real-world entrepreneurial projects with a high likelihood of success, not into hollow speculation or consumer credit. Key players have known this for around 100 years, but due to various agendas, such as getting the public to accept unpleasant changes, bringing certain, e.g., right-wing/fascist, parties into power, and further enriching the wealthiest, this knowledge is not being applied. Japan developed the rapid growth model after World War II and later shared it with China. It abandoned it in the 1990s for political reasons. Japan also faced aging, Bank of Japan policy mistakes, zombie companies, resistance to creative destruction, and the effects of the Plaza Accord. China, by contrast, continues to grow rapidly and steadily using this model to this day and is already outcompeting Europe and much of the United States, and outside pressure. The Japanese case is revealing. The ministries behind Japan's post-war miracle were weakened by U.S. pressure in the 1980s and 1990s through the structural impediments, initiative, and other agreements. The Plaza Accord of 1985, which sharply raised the yen's value, and the later asset bubble, fueled by U.S.-style deregulation, were part of a strategy to curb Japan as a rival. When the bubble burst, Western financial institutions were ready to buy distressed Japanese assets. The same pattern is now being applied to Europe. The ECB's one-size-fits-all monetary policy has destroyed the banking systems of Southern Europe, forcing them to sell off national assets to Northern European and American buyers. The euro itself functions as a mechanism to prevent the very credit guidance that made countries like Germany and Japan successful, locking all member states into a system where they must compete on austerity and wage suppression instead of productive investment. Other European problems are demographic shifts, the rise of Asian manufacturing, technological disruption, regulatory burden, energy transition costs, and genuine failures of corporate strategy. If the AfD entered government, it would likely expose its divisions, incompetence, and corruption, weakening its rise. Instead, establishment failures and outside endorsements are fueling it. Europe's better answer is strategic credit creation. Banks should fund innovative sectors like AI, quantum tech, cybersecurity, and biotech through targeted loans and public projects. Not using this tool productively is a major political failure. Billions suffer needlessly while credit guidance is ignored, even though banks can create money through credit at every level, as China has long shown, while media avoid the issue and the ECB has shut down thousands of local banks. The main limit to progress is not resources, but creativity, because new ideas can unlock progress even when material, energy, or supply constraints remain. With better support for innovation, major growth is still possible. Europe can only charge higher hourly rates or final prices than China or other countries, and thereby maintain or improve its standard of living. If it is more innovative or offers better quality, and this requires massive financing with minimal corruption. Why don't politicians do this instead of implementing truly poor policies or quarreling? This financial answer is so simple and has worked every time it was applied. Moreover, why don't they deploy enough police forces to combat the illegal drugs flooding our countries? Drugs that generate enormous additional costs in crime and healthcare, and to fight other crimes, especially corruption. The only answer seems to be, the elites are planning overarching geostrategic agendas for various countries and profiting for drug trafficking or for national decline due to drugs, crime, or corruption. For Europe, a key strategy appears to have been to keep wages low through mass immigration, obtain cheap Russian energy, and allow the super rich to make massive disinvestments, perhaps in the knowledge that a third world war is being planned. Maximizing profits requires that neither the state nor banks finance independent, innovative startups to any great extent, and instead allows corrupt rip-off schemes involving military technology and WW3. Let's go into detail. In addition to low wages, mass immigration, and massive disinvestments, what points to a plan for WW3 is the propaganda and lies constructing Russia as an enemy through fake news. Even though Russia increasingly faces financial and economic problems and invests roughly 10 times less in its military than NATO states,